You've done everything right. You cut the sugar. You changed your diet. You started paying attention to what you eat. And somehow your blood sugar still feels unpredictable, still hard to control, still confusing. If that sounds familiar, you're not failing. You're missing a piece of information that most people never get. And today that changes. There's a reason blood sugar management feels like a puzzle where the pieces never quite fit together. You follow one piece of advice and it works for a week. Then it stops. You try something else. Still the same cycle. Still the same frustration. What most people miss is that blood sugar isn't just about what you eat. It's about what's happening inside your body at a cellular level that most health content never explains clearly. And here's where it gets interesting. The modern food environment was not designed to support stable glucose. It was designed for convenience, for palatability, for shelf life. And those three things, taken together, created a hidden challenge that millions of people face every single day, without ever understanding why. If this sounds like something you've been living through, tell me in the comments where you're watching from, and whether someone close to you has struggled with this too. You'd be surprised how common this really is. Let's go deeper. When you eat a meal, any meal, your digestive system begins breaking it down into glucose. That glucose enters your bloodstream, and your pancreas responds by releasing insulin, the hormone designed to move that glucose into your cells, where it becomes fuel. In a healthy, well-functioning system, this happens smoothly. Glucose rises, insulin responds, glucose enters the cells, levels return to balance. But for millions of people over 45, that system has been quietly losing efficiency for years. Not dramatically, not all at once, gradually, subtly, in ways that don't show up until the symptoms become hard to ignore. Fatigue after meals, cravings that hit out of nowhere, difficulty concentrating in the afternoon, a strange sense of energy that rises and crashes. Sound familiar? This is what a stressed metabolic system looks like from the inside. And the reason it feels so hard to manage isn't a lack of willpower. It isn't a personal failure. It's something much more specific and much more understandable once you see it clearly. Here's the part that most health content glosses over. Your cells have insulin receptors, tiny entry points that allow glucose to be absorbed when insulin signals them to open. When everything is working well, this signaling system is precise, efficient. But when cells are exposed to repeated spikes in glucose, over months, over years, those receptors begin to respond less efficiently. The signal becomes harder to read. Insulin is still being produced, but the cellular response is slower, weaker. This is what researchers describe as reduced insulin sensitivity. And when insulin sensitivity decreases, your pancreas has to work harder. It produces more insulin to get the same result. More glucose stays in circulation longer. The cycle becomes more difficult to regulate. But that's only part of the story. Lifestyle patterns play a direct role in how sensitive your cells remain over time. Sleep quality, physical movement, stress levels, the types of carbohydrates you consume, how often you eat. All of these factors influence how your metabolic system performs. What's missing from most advice isn't knowledge about what to eat. It's a deeper understanding of why the system becomes reactive in the first place and what it actually needs to regain its rhythm. This is where things start to change, when people begin approaching blood sugar support from this perspective, understanding the underlying cellular dynamic rather than just the surface symptoms. Something shifts. The focus moves from restriction to support, from blame to understanding. And that's where the most meaningful changes tend to happen. Supporting healthy glucose metabolism isn't only about eliminating things. It's also about giving your body the inputs it needs to function more effectively. Consistent movement, even short walks after meals, has been shown in research to have a measurable effect on post-meal glucose responses. Sleep, consistently underestimated, directly affects how your cells regulate insulin sensitivity the following day. Managing stress, not eliminating it, but managing it, reduces the output of cortisol, a hormone that actively raises blood sugar when it stays elevated. And for many people, certain natural compounds have been studied for their potential role in supporting the body's glucose-related pathways. Ingredients like berberine, cinnamon extract, chromium, and others have been the subject of growing scientific interest for their possible supportive effects on metabolic function. These aren't magic. They're not replacements for professional guidance or healthy habits, but as part of a smarter daily routine, they represent one more tool, one more layer of support, in an approach that's built on understanding rather than guesswork. What we're describing today isn't a quick fix. It's a framework, a way of seeing the challenge clearly so you can address it from the right direction. If blood sugar has felt impossible to manage, it's not because you haven't tried hard enough. It's because the full picture is rarely presented in one place. Because the conversation usually stays at the surface. Eat less sugar, exercise more, and not without addressing what's actually happening beneath it. Now, you have that picture. And if you want to explore the support option mentioned in today's video, including the specific formula and ingredients designed to complement this kind of daily metabolic approach, check the link in the first pinned comment below. It's there for anyone who wants to take the next step with a clearer understanding of what their body actually needs.